Searching podcasts for Dave, and one more time.
And 3.
Number 2.
Followed by 1. Woohoo! Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Sometimes I forget about it. Yeah, I have to think about that every time. It's now when I say woohoo.
You got to think about that.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's only been 120-something times.
It's been a minute. Hey, America. How you doing? Miss us? Well, don't matter. We're back anyway. Hey.
That's right.
And as always, you're welcome.
You're welcome.
You're absolutely welcome.
Another good week where you need some gratitude from us.
Oh, man. Hi, everybody. How are you? I'm Dave.
I'm Juan.
And this is Dave and Juan.
More time.
Thank you kindly. We do this on a Sunday afternoon. You don't care, but we do. That's just to put it into perspective.
That's right. It's my wife's birthday today.
Is it today? Well,
It's
happy
today,
birthday.
Yes.
Very happy birthday, Joey. Hope you're having a great one.
She is. It's going to be a good birthday present whenever she decides what it's going to be.
Whatever takes I would say takes the pressure off of you not having to choose something, but then I guess the true surprise and pressure comes with the bill.
With the bill. Yeah. So
nice. Well, good luck with that one.
Yeah, there's a boutique that's opening a boutique that she really likes, and they're opening a location right down the street from us next weekend. And
you guys in boutiques,
and so
I got to be honest. Juan, before we started doing this podcast, I don't know if any conversation, and I'm married to a woman. I don't know if I've ever had any conversations where we talked about boutique shopping.
But I also have a teenage daughter, which you've never gone through that. So
no, I have not. My sons are not big on boutique living, but your wife's birthday today, I guess it's not really a birthday present, but you sort of did an early celebration last night. You were
that was more a birthday present to me because she didn't care about that. I went
gotcha.
Went to see the Producers in New Orleans, the band, not the musical. Had a good time, and I always like to brag that I was on the band's guest list.
Were you?
Yeah. And I actually bumped into the drummer who put me on the list. I don't really know. I just friend of a friend. And we stopped at a place before the show to have a couple of drinks, and he walked in, and so I went and introduced myself and thanked him for putting me on the guest list, and he looked like he had no clue what the hell I was talking. No clue. But I'm going with it anyway.
It was the Producers. Those of you that are I had two of my friends. I was I was grilling. I was outdoor in the back patio grilling yesterday, and two buddies of mine, my age, were there. They had texted me a picture. They were going to see the Producers.
Dude, it was the freaking hottest thing, and I've been to this place before, but it was packed to the gills, and I don't normally sweat unless I'm outside. If I'd have been the age I was when I first started liking this band, I'd have taken my shirt off. It was just that wet.
I'm gonna guess there weren't very many people in that place with their shirt off.
No. It's and you look around, and it's the reaction is, I said, am I this old?
Yep.
Yeah.
A buddy of mine sent clips because we were joking about the three songs we know. Lucy, and then What's He Got, and Sheila, right? So he sent clips of all of those. And I gotta be honest, now granted it's a camera videoing this, so I can't hear.
Audio's not great.
But it sounded to me like it was more sing-alongs than anything else. Like
that's the whole problem when you try to videotape from the crowd, because you hear everybody singing along.
So it sounded to me like
they sound good, but do they sound as good as they used to, or is it the nostalgia? I don't know.
You can't sound as good as you used to.
Yeah.
You're like 100 years old now. It's those of you again as the producers. They were
They're big in the early '80s and the early days of MTV.
For us for a minute.
Yeah.
For a minute. They're one of those bands, and I know we've covered this ground before. They're one of those bands you can kind of throw in the same pile with Zebra. I think Zebra actually has a bigger catalog. And maybe the Hooters. These were bands that you thought, wow, that's going to be, those guys are hot.
Like I think in the early '80s, they were on, might have been the first MTV's New Year's Rockin' Eve. And then I think their management company got a little cocky. After that. But they don't even, I mean, it's not, they all have jobs.
I was about to say, I am willing to bet they're all working.
They don't live anywhere near each other. I think they just fly in and do a show.
I wonder if they do corporate gigs. I wonder if they're big enough to do corporate gigs.
Probably. I mean, hell, dude, anybody pay you do it. I like I said,
what was the ticket? What was the ticket to see the producers last night?
$35.
Well, not you, because you know somebody who knows the drummer. I just love your willingness to pull that. Right?
Darn right I do, man.
Your willingness to say, I know a guy who knows a guy. I am not paying for a ticket to go see the producers, but so it sounded like a fun time. Glad everybody.
Yeah, it was fun. It was, like I said, it was just really hot. Had a couple other friends, like a girl who used to work with us at the radio station. I doubt that you remember her, but
I'm sure I don't.
The Debbie and Diane. It was two sisters. I hadn't seen either one of them probably since 1980s. And one of them came out, so it was cool.
Now, were people wearing? Here's what I'm curious about. Were people wearing costumes to look like were people dressed in 80s type gear, or were people actually owning their age? Because that would have been me.
Owning their age.
That'd have been me. I'd have been standing there, totally hypocritical, because it's whenever you're in a group of people that are your age. And that's everybody, y'all. I don't care how many aches and pains, and you wake up and you talk about how old you feel on a regular basis. It's when you're with a group of people who are your peers, and you're looking around saying, dang, is this us? Is this wow, this is what we got. I did
have a friend there she wore sunglasses the entire time.
Oh,
and I couldn't tell if that was like a prop or some bad choice.
Honest weird trivia, and I don't know if it's because our machines listen to us or things that pop up, and you go down that rabbit trail scrolling video, and there was some piece of trivia that came out, and it was 1984, which is around the time the producers were probably right. Is that when they were kind of blowing up?
Early 80s, 83,
early 80s. So a piece of trivia. Now we didn't talk about this before. I'm gonna test your music knowledge here. Interesting trivia. 1984 was the least #1 albums of any year in chart history. Okay. Now I don't know what the charts matter. The charts are broken now because now nobody buys crap. It's all. But when people monitored, #1 album, right? #1 albums.
So does that mean the fewest number or a small number stayed #1 for a long time?
Only 5 albums the entire year. Were #1. So I'll let you guess. I'll give you one if you need to. The one that everybody would jump out at and guess.
I'd go with "Born in the USA," Bruce Springsteen.
That's a good guess. That's one of the 5.
Okay. Wham.
Oh no, not Wham. No. Now think about it. So, but here's
Madonna had to be a Madonna album.
Nope. 1984.
Was it a second Michael Jackson album?
It
was 1984.
Nope.
Dang. All right.
Thriller was still in there. The Thriller was part of it. All right. Okay.
Wow. Because Thriller, I guarantee you, was in what, 82, 83?
Think about that era. But so it was part of it. So you did get Born in the USA, Thriller. Yeah. All right. Think about who was Michael Jackson's not counterpart, but the one guy that would compete with Michael Jackson for the coolest of the cool. Prince, Purple Rain.
Purple Rain. Okay, I
So
got it. Can't believe I didn't get that.
So you had Thriller, Purple Rain, Born in the USA. Then there was a soundtrack.
Footloose.
You got it. Footloose. All right. So that's 4. And here's the one that I actually got when he was going down the list. I guess this one is the one that I bet you nobody else.
What, Pink Floyd?
No, it was a massive album, underrated band. It was they had a few albums, but this was the one that was. This was before Hootie, right? You know, Hootie had the one album that was just crazy. Huey Lewis and the News. Sports.
Oh wow! All right, all right.
So there you go. There you go. That's a true throwback to the radio days.
Well, I'm gonna throw you back another one.
Oh Lord.
40 years ago this weekend.
I was not around, dude. I was a child.
Living in Oz.
Get out here.
Rick Springfield
was released, or
yeah. I'm surprised, and I thought it was. I just saw that on Facebook yesterday, so that I didn't check that out. But I would have thought it was more recent than that.
No, I was
working at Working Class Dog. Then what came after Working Class Dog?
Working Class Dog. Success hasn't spoiled me yet.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so embarrassed. I know these things. My friend Lonnie, if he's watching this, is screaming at the screen right now. It's going to take away my Rick Springfield card. And then you had
what I will tell you: the Living in Oz album, because I saw the cover yesterday, is the one that I brought to the hairstylist.
Yes, you did. Everyone did.
I had the white shirt, I had the little baby hoop earring, and I said, I want this haircut.
I can tell you, boys and girls, go back and Google go look at the Rick Springfield, the Living in Oz album. We all wanted that hair.
Yeah, I got it. It didn't look anything like that.
Hairstylists probably all around the world to this day. People walk in with pictures and they say, this isn't going to work, right? This is like, don't hold me responsible for what this is going to look like, but I'll do it for you. But there you go. Glad we got the
music mix out.
Trivia out there. I was in San Antonio this past week, so shout out to the fine folks of San Antonio for making me realize that Houston is not necessarily the worst driving city in America, in Texas anyway. We're quite proud of the idiots we have on the interstates here in Houston.
Texas is actually, I saw a recent list of cities that have the worst drivers. Texas was on the bottom end of that, so it has the best drivers. Baton Rouge was number 2.
Baton Rouge, really? Mm-hmm. But wait, it was high on the list for bad drivers?
Yeah, that's probably wrecks and stuff. So,
you got a little distracted driving when you're either getting shot at or looking at who you want to shoot. Yeah. So, so San Antonio, they're still working on it's a process. They're working on that merge thing. It's a tough. And again, shout out. I know we may have talked about that before. Shout out to. Apparently Texas still has money because they got roads torn up everywhere. We're just. And it's just a bright time to let's just drop I-10 down to, you ever get this? And this, I hate when this happens. And because we don't pay attention anymore when we drive. It used to be maps and you looked at signs, you paid attention. Now, we get in and you click home. I'm pulling out of the Doubletree Hotel and near the airport in San Antonio. You just at home. Well, sometimes when they start messing up all the roads and tearing stuff up, your directions don't sync up with what reality is, right? And man, you miss it. I missed the turn, and oh, good grief! I'm just driving through construction sites, just bizarro. And then you so off. You feel better when you at least see somebody else out there. Like, all right, I'm not on a private.
Yeah, that dude's lost too.
I was on a road where it was me and work trucks. Okay. I was the only guy not on the clock.
Yeah, they thought you were a supervisor coming through or something. You didn't have the light on top of your truck.
Only guy not on the clock, but I had a good time. Great bunch of people that I got to work with. Although I staying at this hotel, airport hotels, man. Airport hotels are just. They are what they are. If you can get one that's either brand new
they're convenient.
because the thing is it's Double Tree by Hill. They should just change the Double Tree motto or logo to deferred maintenance. It's deferred maintenance by Hill. You say you walk into a hotel room, and I'm in fortunate. I've done a lot of traveling the last 30 years or so. And sometimes you check into a hotel and nice places, and it's almost like a treat. Yeah, no, you're tired, but you check in and you're like, oh man, I'm going to pretend I'm on vacation. You got a nice room or nice. And then sometimes you check into a hotel and you're like, man, I made some bad decisions in life.
What have my life become?
Like, I cannot believe I'm at this stage
me,
of my
Airbnb right here, man. I know what you're talking about at the lowest level.
Oh, and you can always date certain rooms or certain hotels by the fixtures or the decor,
upholstery, the curtains.
This hotel, and I think I sent you and Rick a picture of it. It had, and I don't know if they make these anymore. You don't see them very often, but it's the damn toilets with the flush on the toilets or not on the side.
The low flow option, huh?
It's the buttons. You got two buttons on top of the tank, and exactly. One's a slightly lower flow than the other, and that was my line. I got too much to think about already. I got enough decisions to make during the day, not to have to evaluate whether or not, this visit to the bathroom, is it calling? Right.
I press both and hope that I got a double, a full and a half.
So there you go. I don't know if I told you this. When I was in Wyoming a couple months back, it had one of those. I want to call it like a turbo toilet. It's right.
Sucks it down.
It doesn't have all that much water, I think, in the tank, but it's a big old.
Yeah.
It's not a tube. It's like a canister or something. I don't even know how it works, right? But when you flush, you get that. Okay.
Probably more pressure than flow.
We put that in my mom's house. She has one of those, but it's not quite like this one. Problem I had with that one was, and luckily I didn't have any major business to do when I discovered this, but I guess I flushed one time and it wouldn't reload. It wouldn't flush anymore. So then you got to call, right? You got to call the desk, and that's always the worst when you got to talk to the, and you want to like, toilet. Yeah, and I didn't. There's some guilt associated when you feel like you clogged the toilet, and I know it. I didn't.
I'm calling somebody else to come plunge the toilet on my behalf.
Oh, they should just keep a plunger in there, right? Mm-hmm. But I so I called the dude, and he was fine. Imagine what a guy working at a Ramkota hotel in Casper, Wyoming. This guy, about what you'd expect, shows up, good old boy, and it was in the morning, and I'm having toilet conversations with the guy, and I almost treat it like it's at my house, right? Because I'll hire a plumber and I want to watch, or I want to be around and see what they're doing, and it wasn't that comforting when he walked over and he goes, "Let me just he's explaining whatever," and he pulls the lid off, and he was surprised of what it was. Like he's like, "Oh, it's one of these new ones." I'm like,
"Yeah, you work here often? Maybe they upgraded you and you didn't even realize it."
I guess what? I was in that big room. Maybe the suites at the Ramkota have the turbo toilets, but it was funny watching this guy figure that out. But that's what you do when he messed around with a couple things, some settings. I think we got. Then he offered to come back. He had to go turn on the pool, whatever that means. They had an indoor pool there. He had to go turn on the pool, but he offered, "I'll come back and make sure we got this right after." And I was like, I think we're good, bro.
Yeah, all right, bro. I'll let you know.
If it was my house, yeah, I'm in a hotel. I'm out of here in a couple hours. Yeah. I may need one good flush left. Don't worry about it. Just load me up there. But yeah,
talking about maintenance stuff. So we're cleaning out our storage. Finally, after 5 years, going to get rid of it, which means I got to move a couple things in my garage. So I've been doing some stuff. Like yesterday, I bought a couple of bike racks to hang the bikes on the wall. I have 3 bikes that nobody ever rides. And But so I'm
Well,
doing this.
they're in the store. They're in the storage
Yeah.
closet. How are you gonna ride them?
Yeah. No, they were in the garage already.
I got you.
But so, I could make the dad joke about, I had the stud finder and all it would do is turn around and hit
Beep on me.
But it won't work worth a crap. And then so I find one, and studs are basically in a house supposed to be 16 inches apart. So if you find one, you're fine. Hit one. Yeah. Drill 16 inches across from there. Got it. Needed one more. 16 inches from there. Nothing.
Caught air.
He's going. And it annoys me to the point that I just end up losing my patience. And I take the drill and I go bap, 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 bap. So basically I got like a wall that looks like Swiss cheese in my garage until I could find a stud.
Well, was it what happened? Was it just off?
It was 13 inches from the other one.
13.
Yeah.
People just framing it said,
whatever.
The hell, bro. He's gonna have a stud finder. He can find this. I'm not smart enough to work those things. I'm really not. I've had several.
Apparently I'm not either.
I've had several different quote unquote stud find. Never get it right.
Yeah.
Never get it right. I just basically plan on I'm gonna use an anchor.
Well, that's the whole thing. I said, screw it. I used an anchor, and then the first bike I put up 2 minutes later, I could tell it was pulling out. So this ain't gonna work.
Welcome to Shop Talk with Dave and Juan. Too.
Yeah,
well, you're more handy than I am at that stuff. I don't mind taking on garage. I probably wouldn't worry about a garage. Holes.
Yeah, I'm not gonna fix those holes.
You're kind of fancy. I don't have sheetrock in my garage. I got a detached garage. There's sheetrock in there, so I got exposed 2x4s everywhere.
Yeah, that'd make it easier.
And my process is nails, bro. I got nails there. I hang everything on a nail, everything. And if it's a weird shape, 2 nails. That's
bend it if you got to.
Shelves, man. We don't need no stinking shelves. I got nails. How do I hang my shovels? Nails. Rakes, nails. Christmas decorations and wreaths, nails.
We all got our own style. So
my boiling, my crawfish boiling gear, nails.
So how do you see? I got 3 crawfish pots in that storage unit. That's what I'm just trying to figure out. There's no good place to put that.
There's not. You just stick that in the corner and you just forget it. Yeah, no.
Mm.
Oh, I'm not trying to make it sound like my garage is any kind of organized. It is not. That happens about every 2 years. About every 2 years, we say, all right, this is ridiculous. I know we can put more stuff, or it would be easier to find stuff in here if we organized it, and we organize it. And that lasts about a month.
Yeah. Then you find it and then you put it somewhere else.
Then I find something that I want to use. Like, I should throw it away, but you
never know. You never know.
Dude, I'm the king of random pieces of wood. Random.
I needed one a couple weeks ago and I didn't have it.
Oh, come on. I see. No.
And I knew it must be in the storage unit, so I went over there and it wasn't in there either.
And I am never more proud of myself. That's one of the, it's seriously, if I had to, stack like the most proud I've been the past, 10 years, son's graduating school, and would be right up there with when I find a use for something in my junk cabinet or
you never know.
A random piece of wood.
Yeah, my dad, we were at his house a little while ago, and reason number 8,500 and whatever reason, or how he outworks me or can do far more than me. So he got a new lawnmower, so he told me to go check it out. So I went back there, and as I'm walking to the back of his yard, I noticed that the fence is down or gone, like a really long chain link fence.
Okay.
And so I went back and said, what happened to the fence? And he said, I'm tired of buying Band-Aids. When I cut grass or when I have to pull grass around there, I always cut myself up. So I took it down. And I said, you took it down or you paid somebody to take it down? Oh, I took it down. I said, there's like 12.5 posts that are cemented, concreted in the ground, buried 3 feet deep in the ground.
He took those out?
Yeah, took those out. I said, you dug that? Yeah, I dug all the dirt around it, and then I pulled it out with the truck. And then to the point of never throwing anything away, there's I think I had like a flatbed trailer 25 years ago. That was a piece of crap then. That's in the barn at his house now. So he went and loaded all those poles up. He pulled that flatbed trailer out, put them on there in case somebody ever needs them. But I said, well, the tires, I said, the tires have to be rotten on that thing. I didn't put any air in them. So he's pulling it on the rim. But yeah, I said, Daddy, you can't do that at work. And he said, he said, look, I went work out in the morning, and I went, play bingo and have lunch at the Council on Aging. And then I got home and I started about 1 o'clock. I said, just the hottest part of the day. And he said, oh no, it's just as hot at 6.
It's hotter at 6. No, I'll back up your dad on that. 1 o'clock. Everybody thinks high noon, 1 o'clock. No. It's hotter. It's hotter later in the day. Yeah.
Well, he said he'd do one and then he'd take a break. He'd go sit, not in an air conditioner or anything. He'd just go sit.
Air conditioner make you. Air conditioning make you
weak. Porch of the shed.
Air conditioning gonna make you weak, bro. You go find some shade.
Yeah.
And well, look, man, he's got the plan. And again, so how old is your dad again? 80.
He'll be 89 the beginning of September.
Knocking on 89, digging up poles.
Yeah.
There you go, bro. I tell you, he's got the plan. He's got the plan.
Yeah. Now it's gonna be easier to cut grass.
While you telling him, gee, Dad, this morning I was watching TV, eating some Cheetos.
Yeah. No. They tell me he spent $700 more on this mower than he could have got another one for, because they wanted to charge him $50 to deliver it. A lawnmower, big ride mower. And the one in Thibodeau, they were going to charge him $50 to deliver it, but the one in Pankerville was, I think a little more powerful, but so it was $700 more, and he wasn't paying them $50 to deliver it.
Hey, Dad's got that's some 80-something-year-old math there. That's good. Hey,
yeah, it's principle, bro.
Always go bigger on that. Go bigger on that. It's funny. You're talking about bicycles. So this week, my wife, and she gets up with the chicken. She likes riding her bike. We got some places around here. Well, I typically, when I go for walks, but around the creeks and around the ballpark and stuff. And she likes to ride. And I bought her last bike. Now, we're not big. We're not mountain bike kind of people. Right. I mean, I got a bike that I take to the track. I've had that bike for like 15 years. It's rusted. I got to put air in the tires all the time. I mean, it's the bike nobody's going to steal. That's part of the.
Dude, I ride one with a basket. So.
There you go. Oh, my wife would be. So I bought her a bike at Walmart, because here's the other thing. I know there's probably places around here to buy some super expensive bikes, but you sort of come down to that. We talk about, like, well, there's certain things, like, where you gonna go besides Walmart? I guess maybe Target.
You could go like to the Academy and stuff like that, or I mean, you go to a bike shop.
Bikes. I'm at Academy all the time, but I didn't know. So I had bought her one at Walmart. It was like a Huffy, had a basket. Yeah, I used to joke. I used to tell you need a puppy. You need to put a puppy in the front of it, and so it got a flat sometime, I guess, last year, and. So we'll change the flat. You ever change the flat tire on a bicycle? Man, it sucks.
Yeah.
Brought that into it because it was hot. Brought it into our living room, laid out some blanket. Man, I hated it, but I felt kind of proud after we got it done. Well, she goes ride a bike the other day. Same tire, got a flat.
See, here's the thing, and we have the Huffy with the basket on it, so it might be the same bike. I think the tire, because I have this problem. I think the pressure that the tire tells you to put in it is wrong.
It's too much.
Because 2 or 3 times I've changed that tire, and then it's low, so you put that amount of air in it and come back in the next day before anybody's ridden the thing, and the tire popped.
Well, it's a possibility, but I tell you how my mind works. She came back with flat. And that morning, I woke up, and it was like a Saturday morning. It's early. Said, all right, we're gonna get another bike. No, I'm not changing. Swear to you. I said, we're going to buy another bike. So I had to convince her of that. And I said, well, whatever it is. So we went to Walmart, Right, went back and I brought her with me this time because I just bought this one myself last time because she was talking about it, didn't want to. I'm like, I'm just gonna pull. So I brought her. So my wife and I on a Saturday morning, we're walking around the Walmart Bicycle Center here, looking at bikes. There was a time, and so let me preface by saying, I'm a fan of the Walmart operate. Hey, what's my store, man? What's my store?
Yeah, Walmart
And Sam's, right? Sam's is
Yeah,
my
yeah,
store.
oh yeah, yeah.
If
So
Sam
you're the
sold,
Walton family people.
man, listen, they made way fair amount on me. I'm not a Costco guy. I'm a Sam's guy. I've worked with Walmart. I've been so I preface. I'm prefacing how much I respect the Walmart company to talk about how much it sucks sometimes. And there was a time back in the day, because I remember when I actually did a lot of training with organizations that were working in Walmart. Their philosophy, Sam Walton's thing was, I think they called it the 10-foot rule, if I'm remembering it. I don't think it was the 15-foot rule. I think it was a 10-foot rule. And that was anytime an employee, get this, y'all, anytime an employee was within 10 feet of a customer or walking around, you were supposed to greet them and ask if they needed any help. Right. And the other thing with Walmart used to be, and I don't know if some may still do it, if you ask somebody at Walmart where something was located, they're supposed to walk you there.
Yeah.
Right. I don't care what they're doing. They're supposed to walk you there. Well, good luck with that. Good luck with that. Well, my wife and I probably spent 20 to 30 minutes walking around this bicycle. I'm taking bikes off the rack. I'm having to like wrestle stuff. I'm like doing bench press things, taking these.
Yeah, thinking there's got to be a better way to get this down, or they don't want me doing this.
Risking injury. Let's be honest. Yeah. I am a total yaw in here with my wife. Risking. I don't know how many Walmart employees walk by, but not a freaking soul.
Well, maybe they weren't 10 feet from you.
Man, they didn't stop. They didn't pause. Nobody said, hey, whoa. Don't be taking what you are doing looks dangerous. And
yeah,
no,
not how you're supposed to do that. You're going to drop the bike on you, hurt yourself. You'll slip, throw your back out.
One or two you start to look at, and it's missing parts. So here's another thing. Whoever's putting the bikes together, that's some class. That's some craftsmanship there. Whoever's slapping the bikes together in our particular Walmart bicycle area, they don't really care of, that part's missing. Once you kind of looked at it, I think that one's, I kind of like that. When we took it down, there ain't no pedals on it. No pedals. I'm like, who put a bike together and put it on
the see if it's got the little ribbon things that hang from the handlebars. Well, that's
that you can skip that. You can skip that. No, there are no freaking pedals on it. But finally ended up, it was a huff. So we did come back. So my wife's, got the and oh, by the way, so shout out to the Walmart folks. All those bikes that were left everywhere, that's me. That's me.
Because you surely can't put it back up.
Exactly. I had to do my own research, and dude, because the other thing too, my wife wanted us to see how the bike felt, see if she could, you
got to ride it,
a little test ride. Well, the tires are flat, so I had to go try to finagle an air pump off the rack. But I got class. I didn't break one. I didn't take one out of a box. I found one that somebody else did.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Another yawn was there before you. Who did?
Another yawn was there. And then there's my
wife. Took the bike down himself and filled up the tires.
And then there's my wife riding her bike around aisle 22 or whatever. I'm like,
bro, you got to go down the straight run and get some speed and see how those brakes work.
No joke. That's how much I didn't want to change a tire. Let's just go buy another bike.
That's a lot. So what'd you do with the other bike?
It's sitting outside. I don't know. I might put it on the curb. My neighbor's handy. I might offer it to him. Yeah. You got that? I got a neighbor he can fix stuff. He's pretty right. He's
willing and able.
He's handy. I don't mind being that guy. It's like, yeah, I know. If I was a better man, I'd fix that, but I can't. I can't do it. But so there you go. Sorry, Walmart. Oh, I guess I'm not sorry. Yeah. So we'll put that stuff back in there. Oh, so and
you're talking about. Go ahead.
No.
No, so you were talking about traveling earlier. So a friend of a friend who we had dinner with last night is a pilot. He flies for Republic. I think is smaller, like commuter service. I don't know, but he flies out of O'Hara in Chicago. I know, he didn't tell me about that, but the dude is like 5'4". And I said, I just mentioned, but I gotta ask, how tall do you have to be or how short do you have to be too short to be a pilot?
Hey, Tom Cruise is about 5'4".
And I said, I'm sure I'm not the first person to ask you this.
You might be one. You might be.
I don't know. Oh, he was a pilot in the Marines, which shocked me even more. Okay. And he said it's not just about in the way he phrased it, it's not like an amusement park where you just stand up and see if you can reach he said it's about, when you sit in the seat, because, some people may have shorter legs, some people may have a longer torso, but they measure every aspect of it. How far do you have to reach to the instrument panel from the seat? How long are your thumbs to be able to reach things? Yeah. And he said he passed, not by much, but he passed.
Okay, well, here's what I would say to that. So 5'4" is that an average size female woman? I mean, you got female pilots left and right now. That's
I guess that's a good point.
In fact, if you're United, that's all I mean, don't get me wrong. Hey, shout out, but I fly United all the time, and that's the biggest thing they want me to know. I mean, the biggest thing they apparently promote like crazy and put posters everywhere is to let me know, hey, you're likely going to have we got a very diverse.
The Supreme Court may have outruled that in colleges.
I don't know.
Not here.
Not there. Not there. But like I said, I would just wish that if I'm getting on a plane, you know what I want them talking about? I want them talking about how few people are qualified enough to fly. I want to hear, we get 100 people that applied, 100 people a day that want to fly for us. And we some days we don't choose none of them because it's all a bunch of yawks.
We hire 2 a week, maybe
if that. And
that's not for the good planes.
No, that's right. The good planes. No, it's the long. Yeah, exactly. But hey, but checking out the other thing too. And again, sorry, I'm not dumping on Walmart. I said this before. I may be there this afternoon before it's over. We go to checkout, and we normally do self-scan because that's the running joke, right? You can't do Walmart's all self-scan. But we're early enough in the morning that I'm wheeling the bike, and then there's one gentleman right there. And I would normally, if we were off air and I could do it without getting in trouble, I would do the impersonation. I would do the accent. I would do the whole, but I'm not gonna do it. But this gentleman was you can just tell loving life. You can just tell this guy was loving life standing there. If the sarcasm is not coming through the audio, guys, I'm sorry. But I mean, so I walk up with the bike. Dude doesn't smile, doesn't say jack, right? And the bike was on sale. That was the kicker. That was the other thing, right? This bike was like reduced $60. It was a $60
because it had flat tires.
Maybe so.
Yeah.
So he reaches over and scans, and I'm proud of myself because I don't normally notice things. And I look down at the thing. Went, whoa, that's not what the sign said. And my wife, man, she is. Let me tell you something. She's a shark with blood in the water when she's getting something on sale that don't ring up right. And she's, oh, no. And she's like, oh, it's the yellow sticker on, there's another sticker on there. So this guy just leaned over and scanned. So he looks at me like it's my fault. So it's on my side. I got to push the cancel, So he says, I need you to cancel. All right, bro. Is that no? It doesn't say cancel. I know. Yeah, you've scanned it, whatever. So bring the bike around. Dude scans again. You know what he does? He scanned the same damn thing. Popped up again. He says, oh, same price. Dude, at this point.
Yeah, well, it's like no joke, moron. You scan the same thing.
You don't know what you're dealing with. I might be, I got my wife with me. She's going to jump the counter and beat you with oh,
With your scanning gun.
Cancel again. I got it. Cancel again. Went around, got the right tag. It was $60. That dude was gonna rip me off $60. And not a, oh, I'm sorry. My bad.
My bad, bro.
My bad. Didn't nothing.
Glad you caught that.
Nothing. He was annoyed that we had to cancel the transaction twice. Because that Kwok-Chu couldn't.
He had to stand there longer, man. He would could have been ready to go take a break.
Now people are listening to that saying, "Bro, you at Walmart? What are you doing? What do you, you know?"
Hey, everyday low prices, bro. I want them. My wife's at Walmart right now.
Right now. Self-scanning. I'm sure self-scanning. We talked about working stuff. This one popped up during the week, and it's a culture thing. You gotta love, because this has never happened in the United States. So apparently, in Japan, one of the more common ways, if they want to get rid of you, right? They don't fire very many people apparently in Japan. It's not a big. They prefer not to fire, right? They prefer if you're not cutting it as an employee, they prefer you quit, you leave, right? Well, I gotta pull up this. I want to get it right here. Here's what they do. The culture in Japan is such that they'll give you what's called a window sitter job. So the old classic way to get someone in Japan to quit a job, sometimes called window sitters. They come to work and are given no tasks, no assignments, attend no meetings. They are shunned by their coworkers. Eventually, they can't stand being useless and they quit. Thus, the company can continue to claim that they have never fired anyone.
Dude.
Bro.
They had to fire me, because I'd have looked at that as a promotion.
Oh, you ain't lying.
Could you bring like a book or your phone or something, or you just got to sit out there and look at the window?
Dude.
Which I'm not opposed to that either.
Can you imagine? Wait a minute. You trying to get rid of me?
Yeah.
Wait. You're going to give me nothing to do?
Yeah.
No task. You're not going to.
I'm calling my friends to come work here.
You're not going to go to any meetings? What? Oh, man. This is the greatest job ever.
Yeah. No email. No nothing.
You waiting for my shame to catch up with me?
Man,
what?
I got enough entertaining stories that go on in my head that I could sit there 8 hours a day. I wouldn't even need a lunch break.
Are you kidding?
Bro, I could years. They'd have to give me awards for tenure.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've never had someone reach 10 years in a window sitter job. In fact, we're going to rename the position after Mr. Semino here. Dude, I know. But same line. So today we went to help some friends do some things this morning. On the way back, pulled into to Lowe's, and I admire. We got some friends that two of them, two different guys, but they both have the same mindset. And they got good jobs. They got full-time jobs, but somewhere along the way they realized they don't really have hobbies or stuff like that. So they just take jobs like for a few hours a week, because so this guy,
unless that's a window sitter job, I'm passing.
No, man, he works at Lowe's. Okay. And I'm telling you, they ought to film him. He is like, whenever they show you a Lowe's commercial, if they still do Lowe's commercials, and you have anybody being helpful, that's this. Like, the dude could literally wire a house. He could plumb a stuff. I mean, like, he's that guy. So he's the guy that can walk around a Lowe's and
actually answer your question.
Actually tell you what you need. I mean, like, and today we were in there and we're talking about stuff, and I was picking up a few things, and I said, man, I feel like I'm having the private tour at Walt Disney World right now. I mean, this is great. I got somebody who knows what they're doing and is showing me around. But one of his other gigs is he manages one of the managers at a big movie theater, a movie theater chain. Okay. And we were just kind of just shooting the breeze, talking about, well, how is it with getting workers? I mean, is it hard these days still getting workers? And he laughs, says, no, I mean, 15 and 16-year-olds left and right, man. They're lined up to work there. He says, now you can't ask much of them. And
yeah. The hiring is easy. It's the level of expectation.
He said, it's so funny. He says, man, he was just talking. He says, man, this generation, and we've been saying this generation for several generations now. It's where we are. He says, he says, as long as I can have them get standing there in the concession stand, pushing a button, they're doing whatever.
Yeah.
But he basically said, don't ask them, like, don't look outside the box. Or he said, sometimes I'll be looking down the counter and I'll think, I know I should have a couple people working here right now, and there's nobody behind the counters. And I'll walk up there and they're just sitting down where customers can't see them on their phones. And I'm like, so isn't part of the job working concession that you should stand where a customer could actually see you?
Yeah.
No. But
well, good on him that he can tolerate that.
Man, well, look, you got to be wired right. He's laughing. You know what I'm saying? Cool. Like I said, and I said, I got two friends, two different guys. And I guess they were both involved with scouts different times. So maybe that's part of but I wish I had that in me, where I don't think I have that much free time because with stuff I gotta do. But if you're going to be sitting around doing nothing anyway,
I enjoy interacting with people that I'm not forced to interact with, and I will likely never see again. I'm good at, I could be a great, receptionist or somebody, talking on the phone to somebody. I could be a great customer service person at Lowe's. I don't know the ins and outs like your friend does.
A lot of them don't, but he does, yeah.
Where it's like, hey, because it's a whole lot it's very easy to exceed expectations in customer service. So I could do that.
Yes. The bar's so low. I know. Right. I think I could even figure it out before, I could figure out enough. Don't ask me how to do this. I'm pretty good at telling you what stuff is for.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Let me YouTube that for you, bro.
Yeah. This you use this to do this. No, I've never done it myself.
I heard it's pretty easy.
I know how to strip a wire. You don't want me stripping a wire.
No.
I know how to switch a light, to change a light switch. I am not the best person to do it. But I always thought, and I don't know, somewhere down the line, we'll see. I always thought having a job that's not that you just absolutely could walk out of any day and it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Just having a job where I don't got to take jack from anybody. I don't got to take jack from a customer.
Or the sense that, you know what, I go home and I don't have to think about, anything. It's,
that's the big one.
I do a function.
That's the big one. That's the big one. Like, man, you go home, you're home. I ain't worried about that place. That ain't.
And they're not worried that I'm not there. They're not saying, what did he miss today?
That's right. I deal with it in the morning. That's the thing about whenever being it's the blessing, and everything's a blessing and a curse, y'all. It's always the plus and a minus and pros and cons. It's like if you start your own business or you do anything where you're on your own. Look, the advantage again, everybody daydreams of, oh man, you don't got to answer to anybody.
You
answer to customers. That's one.
Answer to the bank.
There you go. It's the constant anxiety of
Yeah, we had that stupid video game store decades. Which was like the greatest era in my life.
That's a pretty good list. That's a pretty good list.
Yeah. But there was some kid who worked for us who, and granted, he was 18, 19 years old, but his thought was, if you own a business, they automatically think you're rolling in the dough.
Yeah.
And so one day in the register, he said, okay, let me ask you, I don't know a lot about business. He said, you come here every night at closing time and you take all that money out of the cash register. That all your money? I said, well, it's my money that I use to put the products on the shelf, to pay the rent in this store, to pay you, to pay the light bill, and to pay any other thing that comes up. And that's a big if.
That's right.
If there's any money left, some of it's mine. And the rest of it belongs to the bank.
But luckily, But luckily, we know that video stores are never going to go away.
That's right. Right. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how small the profit margin is on these products. I'll be rich doing it.
Oh, yeah. Make it up on, I'm losing money, but I'm going to make up in volume.
Yeah.
I'm going to make it up in volume. Yeah. That's when you
Not
talk
so
to
much.
employees. Yeah. Here's the upside. We have a bad month. You still getting paid.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Good month. You know, you getting paid. Bad month.
I'm going to Walmart to buy some inventory because I could buy an Xbox 360 and get $100 gift card over there that I can use to buy groceries.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, but it's a learning process. We talk about that against friends we were talking with this morning. Their daughter's out of just out of college, got a good job. But it's I don't know if expectations have changed over time. You think like our age, were we more grateful to have jobs back then? I'm guessing. I don't, or maybe we didn't expect it. I don't because I think a lot of us are just like you were happy just to have a job, right?
I think it was as much happy to have it and fearful to lose it.
Yeah, yeah, and so and but again, in its perspective, like they're telling her with the job she has, with the company she's with, the experience might not be what she wants to do right now. I mean, with her degree and everything, but it's in the right field,
right?
So they're telling her, get over the humps, and they're saying, you got to put in 3 to 5 years with this. And now people of our age, you tell us 2 or 3 years, we're like, blink. That's tomorrow. You tell a 22-year-old 3 years, they're like, that's 7% of my life. Or right. It's a different perspective. Right now we're like, it's blink time for a year.
Well, so where I work, we got a lot of, and it's lower skilled workers who work in a warehouse. I mean, it's the type of work they do. But they do quarterly profit sharing bonuses, so to speak. And it's not, it's not a lot.
Right.
But you've got to be there for 2 years to get it. And they were talking the other day, said, well, we got to make a bigger deal because we got to increase the retention of the employees in the warehouse. So we got to make a bigger deal out of that. And I said, you're trying to retain people with a bonus that they won't qualify for 2 years when 90% of those people aren't thinking about 2 weeks from now. And I said, think about it. That dude, please, somebody walks in here today and offers him a quarter more an hour, he's walking. Not, man, if I'm here for 18 more months,
it's a natural, it's a natural disconnect. And it happens with owners of businesses, and it happens with senior managers of bigger companies. I can't tell you how many times over the years I've had conversations with senior managers about what happens sometimes in meetings and what certain people talk about.
Well, every person at this level, the senior, have all been at this company for more than 20 years.
Okay. So,
and that's why I think, dude, I'm the oldest person around, but I guarantee you, I got a better sense of what a 20-year-old in a warehouse is thinking.
It's when people get up there and they start talking about the stock price of things and what happens with your 401k and how it benefits, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, man, 2/3 of this audience have resumes out right now.
Yeah.
Like you are not.
Yeah, we do a quarterly meeting and we go through and here's our gross profit percentage, and here's how you calculate that. And I'm saying, first of all, these people are in this meeting because it's the air conditioner in this room. And it's not in the warehouse.
That's right.
And you give out a couple $100 in door prizes.
Hey, whatever gets you to the meeting, man. Yeah. Whatever gets you to the meeting. I still remember it was outside of radio. I don't think we had. I'm pretty sure we didn't have 401k options at the radio station back in the right. But so the next job,
we barely had payroll options.
That's right. The next job I go to, right, and I wasn't there all that long, and I was already kind of tired. The wheels were already thinking that, you know what, I might be getting out of radio. I might be like, this might not be what I want to do. And I still remember the company. I would give the guy's name, but I won't because it's a small town. But the guy that came in to talk to us about 401k, because the company I was at, they were putting in a 401k plan, and he wanted to explain to me whatever. And we weren't getting paid much at all. So the thought of taking any, you get a different,
get a little extra.
You got a different perspective. I'm now in my late 50s than I was in my mid 20s.
Right.
But I can remember taking the opportunity to tell this guy how terrible this place was, and like, I don't even think I want to be here. And I mean, and I thought to myself, he should probably tell that to the owner, like, hey man, you trying to get this guy to sign up for 401k? He can't stand this place. And I'm sure, and I know the majority of the technicians that were coming through were telling this guy to pound sand. They were like, no, bro, I'm not committing to this place. I don't see my future.
Yeah,
here,
you gotta love those that you got to get. You got to be there for a few years before you can pull it out. So,
yeah, that's
I think is the term that they use. So,
yeah, well, but we don't offer investment advice here, y'all. But it's not bad. Put some money aside. That's the habit. Because if you don't develop it early, man, it's hard to get it later. It's hard.
Yeah. Now, my younger son follows some site, or he subscribes to this thing that apparently gives you information on the moves that people like Nancy Pelosi and her husband make. And so he tends to try to mirror some of those.
Well, investments aside, because nobody talks about it as much anymore. I know my younger son was doing with the Cash App stuff. They're buying various. Okay, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I just try to convince him. I said, I'm not the guy to talk to about this, but you need to talk to somebody about it other than your buddies.
Yeah. Well, I wish he played that more than just the buying stuff. So again, he's a good dude. He's been here for a couple of weeks now. I don't know how many Amazon deliveries we've had. It's incredible. Every other day, like, what you got? What's this? Oh, I needed. Well,
when my son first moved home after he graduated, I would joke and I said, the crazy thing is I get more Amazon packages than I've ever gotten. The good thing is, though, I'm not paying for them.
Well, myself, which is fine. But so one came in yesterday, day before. I walk out my front door to do whatever, and it's like, I even called them. Said, hey man, we got another one here. What is this? So help me, says, I don't remember. I said, you buy enough stuff you don't remember? No. It's all right. Well, it's downstairs whenever you come down. Well, he bought a dash cam. Right? Do you have a dash cam?
No.
Seems like something you would. I don't know why I expect you.
I don't. But for what is the purpose of a dash cam?
Well, that's exactly what I asked the young man. It's like, what do you need? Is that just like another distraction? Oh, I've been seeing a lot of videos of some of the crazy things that happen that you need, evidence. And my thing is always, yeah, but you might film yourself doing something stupid too. Like,
right. Like you get in a wreck and you're in the wrong.
Yeah. So you better.
You got a cam there. Let's post some footage from that.
Officer, as a matter of fact, I have footage of me running that red light. But hey man, what there I guess there are worse things, because
we watched this. They have dash cams in the trucks that haul our products and deliver them. And a guy a couple of weeks ago fell asleep and flipped it. And,
sorry. I thought he fell asleep.
Yeah, no, he was all right. But so we got to watch the video, and then you see him, and it's like what I call pecking corn, where his head's just going up and down.
Is it facing him?
Yes, that's what it's for. I'm sure. No, it's double view. It's facing him and facing the road. So they got two angles. So yeah, this ain't his cam. This is ours.
How's How's his bonus going to look this year?
Yeah, I'm thinking. Yeah, depends on whatever company the bonus at the company he must be now working for.
Now working for, yeah.
Because it was fully loaded with groceries, so that's all wasted. But anyway, so we're watching him, and you just see, pecking corn, and finally his head goes down, and then you could tell the truck's veering to the side. So it went all the way across the highway and hit the ditch on the other side, and flips, and then you see when he realizes you can read his lips, and the only word he says begins with the letter F. So, but then they said what was hilarious, because I don't know, I guess it's like these air shock seats, and I guess you've got to release it to get down or tightened up. So he's hanging over sideways, and he can't release the seatbelt to get out. So he's having to call somebody to find out how to do the air release on the seat.
Yeah. With did the groceries spill from the truck?
Yeah.
So they went flying. It wasn't.
I don't know how much they all flew, but they were all damaged. I mean, a lot of it fell out. It's all damaged. I mean,
what city? What city did it happen in?
Somewhere around Lafayette or Lake Charles.
Okay. So there's a Baton Rouge. They'd have been clearing that truck.
Oh no, that got cleaned up in a minute.
It'd have been like buzzards. It'd have been like buzzards on a carcass.
Yeah, they'd have volunteered to pick it up for you.
Man, they turned over a food truck. Got it. I had a panic last week. And I don't know what caused it. I don't know, but like normally the AC and the temperature set and the temperature it is never gets more than like a degree apart. And I went downstairs and it was set for like 74. And it was 78. I was like, oh man, that's when you get the pucker. That's like, oh. And my wife thinks I overreact, and I guess I do overreact. But it's a different. Men and women have a different reaction, I think.
Yeah, depending I just start thinking money. That sucker. Oh. If it's not cooling it off, that means it's something wrong.
I did not, and I don't know what the deal was. I went outside. I got 2 units. I went to the one that was to feel it. The air was hot. That's a sign, guys. You get out there when you got when the outside unit, you go hold your hand up if the air's supposed to be blowing hot. If it's blowing hot, if that's blowing cool, oh, you got an AC repairman in your future, bro. So I don't. Yeah. Knock wood. It's working. I have no idea what. I have no idea what.
My son in that apartment, he moved in, so the electricity was still on the landlord for the first weekend or so until it all got converted to his name. And so we were in and out of there. And so he just had the thermostat on 69, and it never got like below 71, 72. And I told him, I said, here, let me teach you something right now. If it never gets to that temperature, don't put it on that temperature.
It
because
never will.
All that unit's going to do is keep on trying, and it's going to try hard.
They don't. I've been trying to teach my kids that in the car. I don't know what it is about the car, dude. When you get in a car and it's 100 degrees outside, you know what? If you're lucky enough that the car gets to 74, 75, you're going to feel like you're in a refrigerator.
Yeah.
This thing about getting in a 110 degree car and setting the AC for 64. It's like, man, it's a losing battle.
Not gonna get there any faster. Just gonna work harder.
Gonna work harder.
Yeah. Well, I told him, I said, here's the deal. You keep playing with the thermostat and you listen to it. And when it cuts off, that's the temperature you know that you can go to. Don't go below that.
We are just full of advice. We are full of advice this episode, y'all. So there you go. I think it is.
That's it.
All right, man. The buffet is before you. We're going to push the button. Get on out of here. See if this thing stuck to tape and whatever. We don't know how it works.
Yeah.
We don't know how it works.
Somebody was talking about the cloud, and they said there is no cloud. It's just a computer somewhere else.
Yeah, it's just exactly. There's no cloud. You're just on somebody else's server. That's what they say. But anyway, y'all, if you want to reach us, we're pretty easy to find. It's Dave and Juan at protonmail.com. Hit us up. Find us.
Yeah. Here.
You know where we at. You can always, right? You found us before. Find us again. Find us again. Hey, every week we tell you. Every week. Not a suggestion, not a hint.
No, dude. Not even it's not a strong request.
We ain't subtly implying jack Y'all,
Yeah,
it's a
man.
freaking
It's a freaking mandate, bro.
mandate. Try to get out there and have just the best week of your life. You know what? If you don't feel like you're up to having the best week of your life, all right, second best.
Second best will do. You know,
Second
sometimes I bet, you know, maybe the best week was when you had a baby or
That's
you know,
right.
you got married. Look, I understand that.
You got a baby, you
Yeah,
got married, you found
yeah.
a use for something in the junk drawer
Right,
that was
right. You had
exactly
an
what you
extra
needed.
had an extra board in your garage just when you
Ooh,
needed it.
just the right size piece of wood. You know what I'm saying? So that might be best week of your life. It's
Yeah.
okay if it's shoot for that and get there. We'll come back next week and
Right. Just come as close as you can.
see how we all did. All right, everybody. Until then, again, have a fantastic week. We out of here. Love you, bro.
Back at you, man. So the other day I was driving home and I got the biggest, smile on my face and just joy, sheer joy. I saw a little boy, I guess about 7 or 8 years old, his back turned to the street and he was facing his house, peeing on the bricks, man. I said, man, that's the life right there.
Born in the USA.
Right. One hand he was aiming, and the other hand he had a little video game in his hand and was playing. I said, look at that. That's a multitasking dude right there.
Destined for greatness.
Yeah.
Destined for greatness.
Peeing right there in the middle of the day, middle of the neighborhood.
When you hit the horn. Bow, bow, bow.
Yeah, I was gonna take a picture,
Hey.
but I said, well, God, I'll go to jail for that.
Just go beep, 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 beep. Don't ever let them change you, bro.
Yeah.
Don't ever. Every guy that just drove by here wishes right now he was you.
Right.
You're going
If I'd have had
work.
to go, if I'd have had to, when I got home, I'd have gone in my backyard.
Man,
Just to celebrate.
the joy of youth. Game
Yeah.
in one hand, pee in the other.
It's over. Go home.